This is
I don't know. She's just checking in case she needs another one. Is the red one button?
Test one.
Why don't you use this one?
I don't even know how to switch it on.
I think there's a red button around.
Test, test. Okay. So, hi, Mr. Lim. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you.
Oops. Hang on. Where's our two coaches? Our two facilitators not in the room.
Hi, do you know how to use mics? Do you know how to fix the mic? Do you work here? Oh, you should. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Testing. Where is our
She's here.
boss?
Rubini is here.
Okay. Do we start?
Okay, say cheese, Aisyah.
Yeah.
So, hi, Mr. Lim. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm alright. I'm really excited to be working with you. I'm really hoping to see what we can do today. So I've looked through your case, the one that you sent me, and I can kind of see what you're looking for. But I want to personally hear from yourself. What do you want to achieve today?
Okay, see, I have a very good job. Okay, married, I have wonderful family. But at the same time, I'm also having a business which is doing extremely well. But I have been considering to leave my full-time job to focus on my business. But will it be a good decision during this pandemic or not? I'm very confused. So I just want to see if you can help me with this.
And that is a totally fine thing to experience as we're going through this COVID situation. Let's dive into your business plans. Specifically with the business, what do you want to do with it?
So my business has been doing well. Basically, it's more into trading. So what I want to see now is to leave my full-time job because I'm earning well and see, I'm the single breadwinner in my family. So I have to consider in terms of financial. If I leave my job, can I sustain my business? So I'm kind of fickle-minded in making a decision.
So I hear that there is some uncertainty in terms of the long-term success of your business. How about we start with your personal confidence with the business itself, from the scale of 1 to 10, with the 1 being not as confident and 10 being super confident. Where do you think you are right now?
Okay, in terms of confidence, I would say a 5. But in terms of confidence in leaving a job to give 100% to business, I will say somewhere between 3 and 4.
Okay, and that is all right to begin with, because everyone has to start somewhere. So with that 3 to 4 number, just to clarify, the 3 and 4, you are saying that because you believe that it... I'm sorry, can you repeat? Sorry guys.
Okay, 5 is where I have been confident in running my business. No, I would say 5. I would say between 5 to 6. But 3 to 4 is confident in leaving my job because of the financial situation. Not only personal financial situation, because financially I'm stable, but looking into a different perspective, like in terms of politics, in terms of financial of the country and the current situation. So that is probably shaking my confidence level. That is why I say it's between 3 to 4.
I see. Then let's just focus on the business as of right now. What tools have you used so far to get to that level of 5 in terms of your confidence with the business?
Based on my experience working for the last whatever years, okay, yeah, so that has given me the experience and the exposure. So I don't think that running a business will be an issue. Like what I said, my main confusion is on the financial aspect. It's not on run the business. Because I have to decide when I'm earning well in a full-time job, can I leave, can I sustain if I leave this job, give my 100% to the business?
Okay, then through your experiences in running that business, how do you feel yourself you can get from a 5 to a 6?
That's a tough question.
And that's alright, just take your time.
To 5 to 6, I would say definitely I need some guidance and probably some guidance or advice from people who've been in industry for many years, more experienced than me and who have gone through different challenges. At the same time, if they can help me to strategize my business plan, I think that will be very helpful.
Do you have any idea of who specifically that can help you with that in terms of having giving more like these technical help in trying to move up from a 5 to a 6?
Okay, I do have some very good friends who can help, but I'm also involved in association, so where I think I should be able to get help or advice from certain people, and there are also SMEs where they do give guidance to re-strategize your business or to move from one stage to another. So there are different platforms, but before we can go there, whether do I want to get involved in this? No, I cannot make a decision yet.
Well, the reason I asked is because just for now, we'll focus on the business aspect and then the leaving of the job aspect after, because I'm trying to really see and try to, for myself to understand and be clarified if I can help you with this.
Okay.
Okay, so then with the business idea that you have, I think it's great that you are involved and being proactive in joining these associations, because it shows that you really do care about this business that you're running. With that, we should probably try to be more specific with the goals of your business. What is the general picture that you have for this business? The bigger picture.
Okay, for now I have this business going on in Malaysia, but in longer term, and another reason why I want to leave my job to focus more into Asia, because if I'm going to manage work and business, it's very tiring, get exhausted end of the day, and I feel the goal is, you set a goal but it's just not moving. So expansion is one of the main objectives I'm looking at, and of course to increase the revenue.
I believe that we have covered the business aspect in that you have mentioned what you want to do with the business, what you generally want to achieve, and what is holding you back. So let's focus on the one that you have been pressing on, which is the leaving your full-time job. So with that, on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you at your current job? With 10 being very happy and you won't leave now.
I would say probably an 8, because I have a very good boss. I have very good teammates, and the office is just 5 minutes away from my house, and I have flexible timing, I have good pay. So why would someone leave this job? So that becomes tougher to decide whether job or business.
That's true. That's what we're trying to uncover here as well and try to make a decision. I mean, sorry, no, we're not going to make a decision. No.
No, she mean I make a decision.
Yeah. So
Banyak
then,
soalan ni.
I'm trying to be very careful with my words, just to be sure that I don't give you the wrong impression and whatsoever. But again, yes, with the discussion about you leaving your full-time employment job, who do you think would be able to give you the best support in terms of making this a very big decision? It could either be emotional support, because it's very courageous thing to do, to leave something that's secure into something that you're passionate, which is your business.
Okay, support. See, I don't think I'll get a full support from my friends who are also my colleagues, because since we have a very close team, they are not very happy when I suggested to them that I want to leave the company. So looking at friends, of course, they are kind of supportive, I think. Family members, of course, so they are very supportive in me making whichever decision. Yeah, so besides that, I can't think of any other woman.
I see, and that sounds very tough for yourself. I'm very sorry that you answered in that manner, but it's okay. Now let's uncover in terms of trying to make yourself more confident with the decision if you do decide to leave your full-time employment. What do you plan to do if you are messing this up?
Expand on your steps.
Okay, to be honest with you, maybe with myself, yeah, we're not having a very proper chemistry right now, so I think the best option is to close up the session. And as a coach, I should be fully honest in that sometimes it
I
doesn't
do
work
appreciate
out.
your honesty. Thank you.
So how about from what we discussed a little bit, could you provide me with some key takeaways that you have from this session?
Okay, I feel that I still have to discuss either my family or, like you said, probably my support system on the advantage and disadvantage of leaving the job or getting into full-time business. So I think that's the first thing I got to do, deciding, weighing the advantage and disadvantage and then making a decision. And then once I decide on that, I think probably we can have another coffee session then to discuss further.
If you like how this session went, we can go ahead, and if not, I'm okay with it. So just to finish it off, I just want to say that it is actually very brave of you to think about leaving your job. I mean, you're very cool.
Right, give them a big hand.
I messed up big. Okay, give me the hard-hitting improvement, guys. I'm ready.
Okay, do you think that they did well? Did they do their best?
Yeah.
Someone nodding no. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, okay, actually to be very honest, I think the first thing is, when you're put on the spotlight to sit in front and, to just pick up like that and be a coach, we are all learning. It is not as easy as it may look. It is a lot harder, but that's okay. So that's how we learn, and when you're put on the spotlight, maybe you feel like all eyes are on you. What am I going to say next? So that also could play a role in how you perform. Okay, so can I ask you? Let's go first with what did the coach do well? I will walk around. What did the coach do well? Anyone? If you have something to say, please raise your hand.
The first question the coach asked. What do you want to achieve today?
She's very friendly, warm, and very engaging all the way to the beginning. But however, I do feel that in terms of the questioning, because there's two different scenarios she has between her current job and as well as venturing into her future businesses. So my opinion probably is strategizing on the business, questioning more on how you can strategize, understand your passion first, then you will be able to select where you want to move. Like the ikigai thingy, you will be able to direct yourself to which part that you want to choose. Is it your job or is it your passion? If it's your passion, is your business, then how you going to strategize the following questions.
right, thank you so much. Okay, actually she jumped to the next quadrant. I was asking what did she do well first, right? So she mentioned that she started off very well, she built good relationship and she started the conversation well. But her opinion, what she can do better is that she felt that the questions weren't structured well because there's two parts to the goal that the coachee wants to achieve. One is to make a decision whether to leave her full-time job or not, and the second part is about her business growth itself. Okay, so without really understanding her ikigai, which is her purpose, the client's goal, she should have structured it that way, is it to understand what is her purpose, and then that will help her to decide on which direction to go. Actually, to be very honest, the client mentioned that her main goal is to decide which one she wants to choose. That was her, her big goal that she wanted to get out of the session. Okay, so I understand the coach was trying to understand about the business bit, but actually you should go with what the coachee wants. Help her out with that decision first and understand what is it that she really wants to achieve out of whichever decision that you make. What is the bigger picture? And with that, you'll be able to help her, to guide her, in deciding which one is important. Okay, what else did the coach do well? Let's talk about doing well first. Let's not talk about what she can do better.
Aisyah proved that anybody can be a coach. Looking at the seniority macam our junior and senior, experienced and non-experienced person. I think that's a good start. Thank you.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Anyone can be a coach because she doesn't need to know details of what business she wants to start, how is she going to make the expansion. That is not her, that's not her role here, right? Her decision is, her role here is to give clarity to her coachee, and that shows that if we master the tools, we will be able to coach anyone. Doesn't matter if that person is like a lot more senior than you or a lot less experienced than you, you'll still be able to do a good job. Anything else that the coach did well? Okay, hold on, I'll come back to you.
The way she brought up the scaling up question was really good. Like she managed to identify how to scale, and then the way the process, the flow was very clear and very smooth.
Yes, okay, very good observation. She asked two times she used the scaling question because that was how she wanted to structure it. Okay, so she asked about how important that business is to her, and in terms of financials, right? You asked her, I think, if I remember correctly. Sorry?
Confident.
Personal confidence.
How confident she is to leave
the business.
your.
And I made a mistake with the second scaling question to ask how happy she was at her full-time employment, which I don't believe
Correct.
is a good
Correct,
question.
correct. Okay. But let's focus on what she did well, which is she asked the three, the right question, as in where are you now? How did you get there? And what can you do to get to the next step? Okay? Alright, anything else that she did well?
I think she asked the question brilliantly actually. I like the fact that it was not rigid, and I don't know if you noticed, but after every question she would respond by following up with these statements like, this is perfectly normal, which is so important because you can get the other person talking and really comfortable. So that was brilliant.
Thank you.
Way to go. Seriously. Alright, anyone else? Any other comment, any other observation? Anyone from Misty? Say something.
I just felt that she was being very specific about, she made the coaching to convey a goal in a very specific way. The tool was used, a smart tool.
Alright, she said that the coach was very specific, was trying to help the coachee to narrow down her goal. Okay, so she's trying to get you to a point that you have, more a more clear picture on exactly what you wanted. Okay, so a few things that I have here is she did use a lot of paraphrasing, which was very good. So whenever she, the coachee actually gave her view, her opinion, she actually paraphrased it very well. She asked a few clarifying questions as well to make sure that she understands where the coachee is coming from. That's very important because we don't want to make assumptions, okay? And then she also used some summarizing. And I think she did follow, she started off with building rapport very well. And she did ask, mostly open-ended questions. I'll come back to the other side. Okay, what else? Okay, and then of course she also concluded the session and she realized that, probably there is no chemistry between them. I don't know whether the coachee felt the same. Did you feel that?
No, I think she was friendly enough. It's just that she was a bit confused because she thought I was very confused. So she was very confused.
See, this is a very important point. Thank you so much for sharing it, because when we are in a conversation, you have to remember not to get into their story. That's very important, and it's very easy for us to be distracted and want to get into their problem, get into their story. We need to learn how to step out. Don't worry too much about the problem that's being shared, but try and understand what is the bigger goal that you want. What I got out of what she said was she wanted flexibility, because she mentioned that she has children, she wants the flexibility, and her dream is for expansion.
I also mentioned, that when she asked me the scale of how happy I am in workplace, so I said A, because flexibility at workplace. So that's the reason why, one of the reasons why I'm happy at workplace.
Correct. Okay, so she
not flexibility of leaving.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, from what she said, sorry again, so you mentioned that you are happy with your current job because you have the flexibility.
Good teammates, good bosses.
Okay. Alright, so the thing is the question on where you should be actually aiming is to really understand what is the bigger picture. It's not about whether you should do your day job or whether you should get into the business, but what does success look for her? And then if she can actually clearly define that, then maybe it will give the coachee more clarity on which decision that she should make. Okay? At the moment she's still very stuck with, I want to be in my current job. Okay? But at the same time she wants expansion of her business. So you've got to kind of lead the coachee to see which one is most important to you, because that's the main objective here. Okay, so what can the coach do better in the session?
I can take it, guys. Let it rip.
There was once the coach is asking a question like, on the scale of 1 to 10, how much do you have like your personal confidence and also like some other confidence? There was one point where the coachee actually answered and you lost track because you were busy jotting down. So you asked the coachee to repeat the answer again. So it should be better if she like focus 100% on the coachee and not on what she likes.
Okay, that's a very a skill that you will develop as a coach, because if you want to fully listen, I personally don't believe in multitasking lah. It is not possible actually. You cannot give your 100% to two different things at the same time. Okay, and so it is a skill that she needs to pick up, where she really pays attention to her coachee, and at the same time maybe she wants to take down important notes. So maybe she has to do it like as she's speaking, she writes, so that she can keep track of what's going on. Okay, anything else? What else did you notice?
I'm not sure about this because like her initial questions were focusing more on studying the business, and then she went back to the workplace. So is it should be that's the way, or can we mix the question?
Actually, there's no wrong and right way of asking it. It really depends on what the coachee wants. But you did mention when she was trying to dig about your business, the coachee mentioned that I am still confused whether I should leave my job or whether I should expand my business. So again, she's kind of directing the coach that I don't want to talk about my business details, but I am here because I cannot decide whether I should leave my work or business. So that should be the focus, the decision making between leaving your job and starting your business. You get what I mean? So actually it's not wrong to ask about the business details if that's what you want. You get what I mean?
Because
Yeah.
based on, if I look at myself as a client, a real client perspective, I would say she's focusing more on for me to start up a business. I mean to focus on my business, and so psychologically she's putting that in my head, start your business. Go back to the business.
Correct. Okay, that is something that I also wrote down here. She even mentioned that I believe. She used that word. So meaning she is actually
Have this
suggesting to the client what is it that she should do, or trying to prime her to think that hey, business is better for you rather than staying in your day job. Okay, then the other thing that I have here is there's one part where she actually showed sympathy rather than empathy. Anybody pick that out?
That was really, really hard. I feel like
Yes, I know.
Because she asked her what kind of support you may have, something like something to do with support. And then the coachee actually mentioned that at work I don't have support. Because
The team.
they're a very close team and they don't like if they won't be happy if I leave and things like that. And then she mentioned, but my family will support me. I can't think of anybody else. So when she ended there, she actually has an opportunity there to say, hey, it's great to know that your family supports you. Instead of making a statement saying, she said, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I didn't really write the exact words, but something along the line like, I am so sorry that you don't have. So she's focusing on the thing that she doesn't have, instead of focusing on what she has. Okay?
If I was the real client and I'm paying, I definitely will say, what do you make sorry? So are you trying to say that you pity me?
Not to be honest, I actually did want to try to focus on the actual support that she has, but during the session, I just kept zoning out.
Don't worry, I'm not, it's nothing personal, right? We are learning, and I know, and what I'm also, at the beginning, right, when she said, there was one point where you said, you mentioned something, a suggestive type of question, but she was aware of it, and then she quickly said, no, so there are parts when she actually, said things that maybe she realized that she shouldn't have said, but she is aware of it, which is actually a good sign. So, when we are learning, when we are doing this coaching session, sometimes, you might actually, especially now that we are practicing, you might actually say things that you realize that, hey, this is wrong, I shouldn't be asking this question or heading this direction. That is a good sign because you are already aware. If you're totally unaware, that's even more serious because you totally don't know that you are actually going the wrong direction or asking the wrong question or leading or suggesting to the client. Okay, and the other one that I have here is, okay, one I pointed out is the client keep on saying that she's confused between work and business. So that was the main objective, which should have been the focus of the whole conversation. Okay, then I think the other one we already mentioned where she was suggesting that leave a job and focus on the business. She didn't directly say it, but it was leading towards that direction. Anybody else notice anything else?
It's easier to talk, sorry, but for me, the coach should have the right to make decision where we're going to have that session. Okay. For example, like Aisyah, she likes to, she talk and then she likes to take notes, right? And the sitting is not comfortable for both of them, especially when they hold the files, and then so that distract in terms of giving the output of the discussion. So presumably that we can select to have a table session where you can put your stuff and write down and all that. I think that should be our right as a coach.
Also, if you remember what Sunil said in the morning, if you want to write notes, which definitely you can, and I think it's important as a coach so that you also have a flow of what the client is actually saying, and try and bring the focus back in case it goes out of topic. So it's good to take notes, but you just let the coachee know that I will be taking notes as we go along the session. And I agree that the setup should be ideal, the environment should be ideal. If you feel that it'll be more comfortable for you to sit down on a table and have that conversation, go ahead, set it up that way. Okay, anything else that she could have done better?